Ahoy shipmates, it's a rather damp and grey overcast morning here in the port of Southampton. We're here to see the Azura. I've had some complaints about some of these videos being rather too long, so I thought I'd make this one shorter. Until next time shipmates. Ahoy shipmates. A more relaxed speed this time. We're here to see the Azura. It's a rather overcast and grey morning here in the port of Southampton. Wind conditions are excellent. Unfortunately, there is a little bit of mist and drizzle in the air, so this flight this morning was a bit touch and go. And later on in the video, when I pan around to the Hyde area, you can see the rain clouds rushing towards us. That's why I had to cut the video slightly short at the end, get out of the rain. Well, the Azura has been in the port of Southampton for a number of weeks, I think, without leaving. But I believe she's off today. Have a quick bob around the Isle of Wight. Run the engines up. Empty that grey water, from what I've been told. And then back into the port of Southampton this evening at 11 o'clock. Allegedly. Maybe it's the time to run through a few facts and figures about the Azura. She's owned by Carnival plc and operated by P&O Cruises. The current information from the cruise lines is they don't expect to resume any sailings until August. And I think even that date is not set in stone. Looks like we could well have cruise ships here in the port of Southampton over the entire summer. Of course, we normally have cruise ships over the summer, but they come and go rather than just mooring up permanently at the quayside. Launched in June 2009. Weighing in at 115,000 tonnes, a length of 290 metres, and a beam of 36 metres. The draft is 8.7 metres. 19 decks in total, 14 of which are passenger accessible. Power is by 6 Wastilia diesel engines, giving the Azura top speed of 24 knots, or 44 kilometres an hour for you continental types, 28 miles per hour for us imperialists. Capacity at double occupancy is 3,096, with a maximum passenger capacity of 3,597. The crew is 1,226. Azura was formally named on the 10th of April 2010 by Godmother Darcy Bussell. As well as performing the traditional bottle breaking ceremony, as a former principal dancer of the Royal Ballet, Bussell presented a dance performance by the Royal Ballet School as part of the celebrations. Originally, Azura was registered at her home port here in Southampton, but since November 2011, she's been re-registered to Hamilton, Bermuda. This enables wedding ceremonies to be conducted on board. The ship's facilities include a dance floor in the atrium, a show lounge, and an interpretation of a London pub. I'm guessing that's closed at the moment. Or maybe they have the tables 2 metres apart from each other, and you're only allowed to drink 2 pints, according to a government advisor. In fact, right in front of the funnel, which we can't really see here, is an open-air cinema. In total, the ship has 11 restaurants and eating areas, 12 bars and places to drink, 4 pools, a gym, 2 spas, outdoor cinema, a theatre and 2 show lounges. And at the moment we're getting a particularly good view of the Azura's stern. And the Azura is the only Grand Class ship to feature a duck-tail stern. I think we're getting a particularly fine view of it here. The overcast light is not really bringing out many colours this morning, making it look very black and white. There are a whole number of dining options on board the Azura. There's Venezia buffet, no matter what time of day it is. If you fancy a good meal, you'll always get one on board the Azura. The main self-service restaurant offers high-quality dining throughout the day in a relaxed, informal environment. There's a poolside pizzeria and grill. Supplying stone-baked pizzas with provolone cheese from Italy, juicy burgers, and delicious hot dogs with tasty toppings. There's a South America-inspired beach house with Caribbean and stateside cuisines. The beach house menu features hearty dishes and comfort food favourites. And these range from steaks, ribs, grills, burgers, hanging kebabs, and a range of sharing dishes. They also have a range of decadent and delicious desserts too. There are a number of contemporary restaurants on board as well. The Peninsula is a flexible restaurant, allowing you to dine between 6 and 9:30. There's also the Sindhu restaurant, which will treat you to authentic Indian cuisine with a British twist. It has a menu which triumphantly balances spices, delicate flavours, and wonderful aromas. Apparently one of the more popular restaurants on the Azura. The Glasshouse restaurant will bring the world of wine to you. Headed up by the irrepressible award-winning wine expert and passionate foodie Ollie Smith. The Glasshouse is the perfect location for a light bite, a lunchtime tipple, or an afternoon aperitif. The Epicurean restaurant is one of the fine dining restaurants on board, and they don't come any finer than this one. Each dish is exquisite, inspired by classic British ingredients and given a modern twist by expert chefs. The experience is complete with fine wines, flawless service, elegant surrounding, and stunning ocean views. You can go on a wine adventure with Ollie Smith. He is award-winning wine expert and foodie. He heads up the Glasshouse restaurant and the bar with P&O Cruises. In the Glasshouse, he brings the world of wine to you. Varieties from all corners of the globe, by the glass or by the bottle. And if you fancy, buy a plate of fabulous food. I think we get a good view of the duck tail at the stern of the Azura now. Oh yes. I wondered if we could pull out some colours in a photograph. Just about. Not as sunny as it could be. The sky is very grey. Can't really see any details of the clouds. But you can see a few of the green fields in the forest. I haven't noticed anyone on deck, but let's have a little look. No, I can't see anyone. Maybe the crew have been told to stay in when the ships are leaving. Or perhaps because the Azura was the furthest east in the port, there were no other cruise ships to wave to. Therefore the crew just stayed in their cabins. It's not a particularly pleasant morning, and definitely a chance of getting a little damp. As you can see now, behind the Hive Marina, the drizzly clouds are approaching fast. In fact, I can feel the occasional drizzle on my face. And my drone is not keen on the rain. It's not keen on the rain, or the dark, or wind. It's a fussy old gadget. I hope you've enjoyed this brief view of the Azura leaving. I shall try for some better views when the weather improves. Until next time, shipmates.